You don't need thoughts, I understand that. However, to solve problems, like to Mohit's point, to figure out that there's a mouse in the attic, you need to have a thought process.
हाँ, ये थोड़ी कह रही हूँ कि नहीं है जरूरी, but ये unnecessary internal dialogue
Yes,
जो
so
हम
both are necessary, but you also still have a need for creating
Perfect.
thoughts.
I have a tool, I have a hammer. I use it only when I want to put that nail on the wall and I keep it aside. सारा दिन hammer सर पे ठोक 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 कर रहा है. What's the point?
Right.
The tool has become the master.
Yeah? They're two separate things. I think to his point, I think he was making the second point.
Yeah.
So as you said about the fear element, during that fear element, both the fire and air element comes up. And then the tussle happened between the air element and the fire element. So what is the role of that air element? Can you explain again?
Flight. Fear में क्या होता है? What do you want to do in fear? You want to run away. Run means air element. Air is movement. Yeah? Not the Ashtavakra, huh? I come to know. From the quality of your question, I know what you have done, what you have not done seriously.
During fear, Guruji says observe your sensations.
Yes, exactly. That's what he's saying. I keep telling you, observe your breath. After you do your bandhas, after you do your bastrika, your arms are paining. I tell you, observe the sensation. You don't observe. You're lost in your thought only.
No, now it is clear.
Now everyone will observe. 20 minutes तो मुश्किल से you all do short kriya every day. 20 minutes मुश्किल से देते हो. उसमें भी you're thinking about this and thinking about that and what I have to do after I get up. And keep quiet. Just observe, observe, observe. Those 20 minutes purely make an effort to be in the present. These 20 minutes, I am not going to think about him or her or what I have to do after this. What if I die right now? I can die. No, do I want to die thinking about him or her? No. Let me be 100% here, in the now. And being in the now means what? In the now, there is pain in the leg because I sat in Vajrasana. Just observe that pain, that sensation. Oh, there is acid in the stomach. I've not had breakfast. You observe that acid is burning. Yeah? You do the third stage and the back is hurting and you observe how the muscles are giving in. Yes? Just observing, observing, observing. What will happen? That Chetana in you gets that strength of being with the sensation. What is the tendency of the Chetana? To run out, away from the sensation towards resolving that sensation. Yeah? When you just observe, observe, observe and don't give it. It's okay, I have to do 6 rounds of third stage. I will do 6 rounds of third stage. Let it pain. Will this pain kill me? Let me see. Observe that pain. Observe that sensation, that fire happening inside. Yeah, stiffness of muscles. Yeah, nothing but earth element. Stiffness, consolidation. It becomes so stiff, it starts hurting. Yeah? Observe, so what? It's not going to kill me. Observing that sensation increases the strength of your Chetana to remain inside and not react to it. Otherwise you react. Third round and I can't do. Don't you do that? I have reacted to the sensation.
Basically anything like anger or anything that you do, it's a reaction
It's
to
a
the
reaction.
sensation that you could not bear.
Perfect. You also said the same thing. No? Yeah. You react to actually that thing that is happening inside. It's not the other person. It's the fire inside me. I have to observe that. Turn the Chetana inwards. You will gain immense strength to go through anything in life.
It's every day, every minute, every hour of gas.
Absolutely.
Because you go out in the world, you will face things which will trigger things, push your button.
Absolutely.
And every day you keep practicing.
Yeah, you
And
cannot
every
say,
second.
oh, when the problem happens, I'll practice. Will it
There
work?
is no such thing.
It can't work, no? Suddenly, only when they put me on stage with a guitar will I start playing the guitar. Is it possible? No. Years of abhyasa before I get the chance to go on stage, right? That way, only years of abhyasa before you land up in that situation.
But you have to be very strong and lots of self-effort to be just in that.
You have to be self-propelled. So you have to be self-propelled. Very important, guys. Stop waiting for Guruji to help me, some other teacher to help me, some other art of living person to help me, some other friend to help me. I have to help myself. The day that thirst begins, that this is the highest priority for me. First my spiritual progress, then everything else material.
But then that causes problems too, right?
That's
People
okay.
I mean, your
Koi stage
young and
pe aa
newer
jaओगे.
ones don't understand that.
That's okay. You start saying, oh, because she won't like it, I won't meditate. Is she taking your karma? Ask her, ask him. No, you go with your bag of karma. Yes, so be very, very clear about this. Yeah, I've told the story a number of times. Valmiki was a dacoit, a robber. Yeah, he met one saint, and the saint asked him, "Why are you doing all this?" Oh, just because I can give comfort and love and everything to my wife, to my family. So he said, okay, if through dacoitry and through thieving and stealing, you're giving them all money and luxuries, go ask them, will they take little bit of the karma that comes from this thieving and dacoitry? He goes and asks his wife. What does his wife say?
No.
I'll take the necklaces, the diamonds, the jewelry that you steal and come, but I will not take your bad karma. That is yours. He asked his children. What his children said?
No.
We will not take the bad karma. Whose karma is it?
Yes.
Like that only, it is your karma. You keep your spiritual progress as your highest priority in life. Nothing is more important than this. Then you see you'll become self-propelled. Yeah? Chetana moves towards whatever your priority is. Yes? If your priority right now is gulab jamun, your Chetana will move towards the gulab jamun. Yeah? Lunch break, I want to eat. Mind goes there. Yeah? If you move that Chetana back within, just observe the sensation. And in a moment, the sensation dies. Why does the sensation die?
It's temporary.
It is temporary. Everything is changing. The sensation is at the level of Prakriti. It changes. It is temporary.
I just wanted to share, I think when it comes to prioritization in life, right, in this materialistic world, we think things are so important. And what you've said this before, what is your biggest priority? When you put that first and you've said everything else will fall into place, and it does.
It does.
Because then all of a sudden you realize what you ascribed a lot of importance to is actually not important at all. That's another delusion that you created that's really important. I have to do it like this at this time. It's actually not.
Yeah.
So you start to see that you're the person ascribing the importance.
Beautiful. Excellent. Yeah. Come to that stage. The Millie who's talking today is very different from the Millie who was 3 years ago. Yeah, this is her effort. Her effort just to come up with this self-understanding.
Sensation continues, chalta rehta, right?
Beautiful. Constantly sensations are there in the body. Observe. Can you observe your own body right now? Observe from the toes, slowly come up. Observe, you don't have to take your hands there. Just observe. Come up. All your legs completely. Come to the base of your spine. Observe your abdomen. Observe your chest. Observe your hands. throat, your face, top of the head. Slowly open your eyes. Were there sensations throughout the body? If you did not experience it, you are still gross. Bitter truth, you are still gross. You need a lot of meditation. After so much knowledge and so much meditation, you should have been able to observe sensation in every little one inch of the body. Every little centimeter is twitching. How?
The cells.
Huh? Loudly.
The cells that we made up.
When the prana is moving towards up, whenever your awareness goes to the particular part of the
Even when you're not aware, is there sensation or not?
Yes.
Why?
It's a vibration.
Why is the sensation there?
That's its nature.
Whose nature?
Purusha.
Body is inside consciousness.
Don't talk big words. Basics.
Changing.
What is changing? What?
Elements.
Perfect. That combination of earth, water, fire, ether, air, that subatomic. Every moment it's changing. Every moment you have millions and billions of the subatomic kalpas in your entire body. They're constantly changing. Yeah? Suddenly fire increases, suddenly water increases, fire reduces. Suddenly earth increases, fire and water both reduce. It keeps changing.
Yeah, but when you observe that, you feel tingling sensation. That at that time, there's any combination changes on that particular part.
You've just become aware. That's it. Okay, I'll give you an example. When you're watching a movie and you're totally engrossed in those 3 hours, you don't realize only you had pain in the leg. Yeah? After 3 hours, the end, big title. Oh, my leg is paining. It's been paining for 3 days, you know. What? 3 hours? You didn't talk about it. You lost engrossed in that movie. But after 3 hours, the attention went there. Are you seeing this? So it's not that the pain was not there. I was not aware.
Yes, I understand that, but when you have observed chakras or body parts,
Speak louder, Venkat.
when you observe your body parts, like you feel the tingling sensation when you said that.
No.
Yes, it was there.
No. You don't feel it when you observe. It's there.
It's there, but
Even
you
if you're
feel
not
it when
observing,
you
it's
observe.
there. Got it? Even when you're not observing, it is there.
If we are observing every time, it means we are staying in present moment.
Perfect. So the moment anger will come, what will happen? If I'm already observing, already in the present moment, the first spark I will know. Yeah? And instead of reacting, I will just keep the Chetana within only. I won't let that Chetana go out. Getting it?
And what will happen when we sleep? What happened to sensation?
A yogi increases his awareness so much in the waking state that even while sleeping, it's only the body that is sleeping. You don't sleep really. You observe the entire night.
Oh,
Yeah? Slowly you will come there. You have to first start some knowledge sessions. Yeah? You come there.
Ektaji, there is a question on Hangout.
Huh.
The elements keep changing, but what decides which element is dominating at a given time?
It's very simple. Suppose fire is dominating, and air mein kuch hua. The air wants to now put off the fire, and the air and the fire are fighting with each other. One will win at the end. Yeah, that fire tattva, if it wins, it puts off. The air goes down, or if the air wins, the fire goes down. This is constantly happening. These are the 5 elements that were created at the beginning of creation. We'll speak about that also if you let me move ahead.
one small question. You just said that about that the sleep part that the yogis
they are just the body sleeping, they are not sleeping. But sometimes is when we are lying, I mean we are sleeping, but there's constantly some awareness. When you remember that, is that disturbed sleep or is it different?
No, you're just aware. The more you get into knowledge and all these things, you'll become more and more aware. Your awareness starts increasing. Then throughout the night, you'll see you're aware. It's the body that slept. Yeah? We'll come to that slowly, slowly. You've done, no? You've done Ashtavakra.
Yes.
No?
I did, but I was just like, this thought came up.
And you did Bhagavad Gita? The
Yeah,
one I did in Michigan?
Yes, I did.
So you remember the 3
Yes, I did.
states? So
Now
we
I
spoke about it. That is why I think I should give you exams even after weekend sessions. Just 2 weeks ago you have attended it and you asked me the question. Observe yourself. How much priority are you giving to this? Yeah? सच्ची डंडा उठाऊंगी अभी मैं.
Ektaji, maybe I'm not understanding one little bit, which is it not desirable to have the blank, no sensation state also?
It's not possible.
If you don't have those elements rising in those chakras, it is possible. I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
Body is made up of
Yogamaya. You're in Yogamaya. It doesn't exist. Yeah? Only when you leave the body and move on at the moment of death. That is the only chance you really have to experience bodilessness. Window of liberation is the easiest. That's the moment you can really get enlightened. Because you're already free of the body. One very big attachment is gone. All these sensations are gone. Yeah? The only thing you have to deal with there is the mind and move on. Yeah? Till the time you are in the body, sensations are there. The yogi is the one who's 100% aware of these. Yeah? So, the first sutra, he asked, what is Brahman? What is Adhyatma? Yeah? And he asked, what is Karma? Then he asked, what is Adibhut and Adidev? 5 questions in the first sutra only. Yeah? We just did Adibhut, Adidaiva, and I also explained Adi Yagna, which comes ahead. Yeah? We have to still do Brahman and Karma and Adhyatma. So what is Brahman?
Supreme consciousness.
Very nice word. What does it mean?
Nothing.
It's everything.
Nothing.
Everything is.
That out of which everything has manifested is the Brahman consciousness. Yes? That energy that runs everything is Brahman consciousness. That energy, that principle of this creation which is indestructible but destroys everything is Brahman. How? What is the law of thermodynamics? Energy cannot be created or destroyed. But now we are saying there is an energy which destroys, but itself is indestructible. Yeah? There has to be a substratum on which change can happen. Yeah? Suppose you are also on a moving train, I am also on a moving train. We are both moving. What is the feeling we get?
We're not moving.
We are not moving. Correct? Yeah. To observe that this other train is moving, where do I have to be?
Established.
Stationary, not moving. Only when I am not moving can I see something that is moving. Yeah? This entire creation is in a state of change, state of fluidity. Everything is changing, everything is changing, everything is moving, everything gets created, placed for a while, gets destroyed. Constant change. Now to observe this change, something has to be changeless, no? Yeah? That which is changeless is the Brahman consciousness. That is the substratum on which everything that is changing is established. Got it? Understood? Yeah. Very soon science will come. I'm sure quantum mechanics already has lots of hypotheses out there that there has to be something that is changeless, that is not changing, despite everything changing. For example, energy gets transformed. Yeah. So Guruji gave you an example. Water transforms into vapor. Yeah. There has to be an interval where the water reaches that point. Say at 100 degrees only, it turns into vapor. But there has to be a gap where it is still not become vapor.
And it's not water.
And it's not even water. There has to be an interim gap. Yeah. Science has not reached that gap. But there has to be common sense. Yes? That gap is Brahman.
So this is what you also told us when you were that breathing. Observe the gap, and in between the breath, like you were telling,
and out.
That is what it is, Brahman consciousness.
Beautiful. Do you remember the gap? Yeah. Yes. Why, when you go into the gap, the mind doesn't work? Mind belongs to Prakriti. It's changing. Yeah. In the gap, what happens? You are established in that Brahman consciousness. Yes. That is why that gap is no mind. Yeah. Now let's take this one more level deeper. And a thought comes. Yeah. And it's going. Before another thought comes, there is a gap in the middle. That gap is the Brahman consciousness. That silence between two thoughts. The other thought has still not come. And this thought has gone. There has to be a gap. Minute, minuscule. But it is there. That is the Brahman consciousness. The formless, the changeless.
So even when we are doing our kriya, there is a time when sometimes our mind is always getting thoughts and all that, and we just keep observing. But there, like Guruji also says, that there is a time in the entire kriya where you will go somewhere. Is that Brahman consciousness?
Perfect. You have stepped into Chiddakasha. Chid, not Chitta. Yeah, Chitta. They should have really kept very distinct words, no? Chitta is mind, the realm of the mind and thoughts. Chid is the realm of silence.
How we recognize
Silence. How do you recognize silence? Absence of thoughts, absence of emotion, absence of any drama. Just peace, nothingness, silence.
So why does it happen that during the course of the day, during kriya, meditation or anything, that silence is brief? But when you go for the silence course and you do hollow and empty, your silence is so big.
long. Yes.
Like sometimes one whole meditation, you're gone.
Absolutely.
So what's the reason for that?
Because, see, thoughts keep coming. Chetana is driving the thoughts outside. Now, what will you do in art of silence? You're quiet. How much will you talk? First day, you're talking internally to yourself. Yap, 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 yap. Second day, the mind gives up, doesn't know what else to talk, how much to repeat. It repeats. Still, bad habit. Same nonsense it talked yesterday, it will talk today. By the time it's third day, I used to do the 7 days silence course. By the time it's third day, it's absolutely quiet now. Because there's nothing to talk. There is no fuel, no sound, no chits, no messages, not talking to anybody, no Facebook, no TV, no email, no communication, no contact. So the fuel adding has stopped. How long can this continue? This also changes. That change happening is nothing but the ether taking over in you, the fire, air, earth just going away. Are you understanding? The space element at the subatomic level has come up, and it's in the entire It's not just the physical body, the subtle body also, if you understand. Got it? That is why you experience the silence.
That is why you want to go for silence again and again. Every 6 months I feel, oh, I want to go for silence.
Plus there is no.
It's like what you have said is, like when you meditating, you just let your mind free. It's quite easy.
Yeah.
Plus there is also
Just
no.
don't disturb the mind. It will quieten down.
No familiarity also, like if you notice the way Jayashree is framing her question, right? You go to a silence course. If we are always at home, work, the same places remind us of the same things, same thoughts. The silence course, that variable is also it's a totally new place. You don't know, the same thoughts don't come because the thing is simple.
That's a very beautiful point and very deep. Have you noticed, if suppose you are in the shower one day, you're thinking about something at work. You're thinking about that particular thing, whatever big issue at work, how to resolve that. You come out, your thoughts change, you go through your day. Next day, at the same time, you go into the shower, you remember that yesterday I was thinking that and that thought comes back.
That is why they say, right, if you were sometimes you forget something, right? They say, okay, go back where you were. That is why they say, oh.
So the thought energy has got to do a lot with the space. Okay? You think thoughts are here. They are floating around here. Yeah, sometimes your thoughts enter me and my thoughts enter you. That is why you like to be with the Sangha or with a holy person, with the Guru, because those thoughts come into you. It's like breathing the same air. We are breathing the same air in the same room. Like that, thoughts come in and out. Thoughts remain in the space. That is why if you've observed, the energy down here is very good. So many Bhagavad Gitas, so many Kriyas. The energy here has really gone up. The Akash Tattva has gone up. That space element that I'm talking at the subatomic level is in this non-living thing, Yeah? This non-living thing does not have a consciousness so high to change from fire to ether so easily. Yeah? It catches on to your vibration. If in this space we all sit and fight, argue, debate, this space will become like that. Fire element. But if in this space we keep meditating, this space becomes Akash Tattva, ether element or space element. Are you getting it? Yeah? That is why when you go back into the shower, the same thought comes back because you had left it there. Isn't this amazing? Yeah. So observe what you do, what you say, what you think. Very important. That is why first rule in Ashtavakra, speak only when required. It's not for just listening to Ashtavakra, it's for the rest of your life. Open your trap only if it's required. It's not necessary, keep it shut. Yeah? Not just what I speak, but I have to monitor my mind also, what I'm thinking. Yes. Then slowly when I start learning how Chittakasha operates, I can step back from Chittakasha to Chiddakasha. Got it? All this that I'm sharing is my experience. It has to become your experience. When you start understanding it, then it becomes Swabhava Jnana. And then you realize, okay, what am I doing? I'm playing with fire. You drop fire automatically. You take a step back into Chiddakasha. Yeah? Observe that gap in between two thoughts. Yeah? That is your homework number 1 for today. Throughout the day, the rest of the day, we'll keep doing shlokas. See, thoughts come and thoughts go. Before the next thought comes is this gap. Just observe that gap. By observing, it increases. It stays. Just be with it. Yeah. Now, another thought will come. It will try to really spoil your silence. Yes. It's okay. It needs some practice. Again, let that thought go. Before the next one comes, observe the gap. Just being in that gap is experiencing the formless, the Brahman consciousness. Got it? Big words, but understanding this is either you get it or you don't. It's like that. All or none law applies here. Yeah? So keep observing that gap in between thoughts. When you experience the formlessness here, you start experiencing the formlessness here. Here we only see form. Yes? I only see pillar, I see the house, I see people, bodies moving around. I only see form. Yeah? I cannot see the formlessness in each of these. Yeah? That formlessness which is in each of them here is the Brahman consciousness. But it's so difficult. In theory I understand, but I'm not able to see it. Why? I have to start here. Observe that formlessness within. Start at your own personal thought level. Yeah? Thought also is form. Did you understand that part? When I'm saying gap in between is only Brahman consciousness, you will say, if thought is also formless. Thought is not formless. Thought has a form. How?
Apple, person. Because it's a perception. Thought is something that you perceive.
Still go deeper. How is it a form?
Some memory is there in our brain about the experience, thought that we are having. Some experience.
What experience?
It's
About some person, place, or situation.
It's like a snapshot in the picture. Like you have taken a snapshot in your memory, and that's what keeps.
What is a snapshot about?
It's like the juxtaposition he talks about in the like superimposed images in Ashtavakra.
Impression it. We're seeing it all the time.
Okay, impression. What is the impression about?
The impression is what I had let it create in
Situation
my
people.
mind.
What is that called?
Past events.
It's like going over
The past events.
It's
But
an
what
image.
is
It's an image
Of a
that
form.
Thought is also frequency.
how does stop giving me all technical words. Experiential.
So when I think of an apple, I have been told something. This fruit, the name of this fruit is apple. So when I think of apple, I get the form of apple in my brain.
Form of a thought. How does a thought have form? How is a thought not formless? Basic question this should be.
Because of words.
Okay, okay. Again, what
Because
does a thought
is in
do
the
to you?
mind. It's not. It's in
Because
the mind.
thought is about
Is
any
it because
prakriti
it's-
object.
मेरा चौक होता है ना सबको एक करके ना सर पे मारते हैं ना गुस्से वाला
Isn't
टीचर
this
होता है
temporary? It's temporary because it changes.
अरे अभी नहीं आ रहा तो बोल दो
It's
ना.
from the same.
पता है struggle करते हैं कितना तकलीफ है.
अभी आधा घंटा पहले किया था.
हाँ?
A thought erupts from where? What happens first in your
Temptation.
The 5 elements.
सुन लिया उसने.
हिंट देने का.
उन्होंने नहीं सुनी, आपने इतनी मदद करी.
When I have a thought of jealousy, first sensation, yeah, it's a form. Yeah, there's thought of love, yeah? Mother, son, father, daughter, whatever, husband, wife. That love, first you feel expansion, yeah, and that expansion we spoke about yesterday, how you spoil it. The moment you put it in, you know what, I really love you a lot. Did that do justice to what you were feeling inside? No, right? That feeling inside of expansion or contraction, that is the form of thought. Yeah? Observe. Every thought has a form. Either it's an expansion or a contraction or a pinch or a punch. Observe. Observe this.
Could you repeat that? Like you said, the form of that feeling, the feeling of expansion or contraction is the form of the
thought. Suppose you experience a lot of love and compassion for everybody. Yeah, that how that feeling is inside, that feeling of generosity.
Hugging everyone.
Yeah, give love. Yeah, that expansion. Now think about the time when you feel very jealous and you're very selfish. Oh, I want this, he has this, I don't. Contraction. Understood? Expansion, contraction. That is the form of thought. Thoughts are not formless, therefore Chittakasha, the second one, is not formless.
So all the sensations are thoughts, you can say?
Except some natural ones. Hunger.
So let's say I have a simple thought like I want water. So there is no expansion.
That is natural. That is where also Ashtavakra says, no, learn to distinguish between spontaneous and that which is created from your chitta. Yeah, learn to distinguish. But thought has a form. Yeah? Whenever you experience something in the mind, you are experiencing form. And that is why there's so much drama going on. And then you say, I'm stressed. Why? One little mind you have and you're trying to fill it up with so much stuff. There's not even enough room for that stuff to stay there. Yeah? And what is formlessness? You're emptying out this mind. That's what you do in meditation. When you empty it out and you're just in the silence, you experience the peace. Right? If in this room I clutter it with full of furniture, so much furniture, there's no place to walk. Will you call it a room?
No.
There's no room in the room.
Surely it's garbage.
Garbage, storage. That's what we carry. Garbage, storage. Are you seeing what I'm saying? Yeah? I remove all the furniture, empty out the space like this. You can move in easily, like that only. Same state as this. Are you getting it? Recognize this. You have to understand it. Oh, right now it's cluttered with all thought forms. And I have done it to myself, not another person. Rachna didn't do anything. Yeah, Rachna said something, but who held on to what she said? I did, no? I could have let it go. My Chetana went out and held on to those words. Yeah. So that sense of sound has become my problem. You drop, move the Chetana back in. Yes? When you move the Chetana back in, come into that gap between the two thoughts and establish in the silence. Then you are in Chidakasha or Brahman consciousness.
We experience in meditation, but while doing all action day-to-day life, that it's come from experience. Abhyas or
this is Abhyasa. Unless you understand it like this in detail, how will you do Abhyasa? If you've never understood how to do Pranayam Bastrika just by watching somebody, can you learn? You need a teacher, you need a master to tell you, sit down, now take Ujjayi breath, now do the first stage, do so many rounds, now do the second stage, now do the third stage. Got it? A master is required to show you the path. You learn everything, you say, wow, and you sit. I'm not doing Kriya, but I know how to do Kriya. Is that good enough? That's what you do with knowledge. I know it all, but I'm not applying it. What's the point? Got it? Abhyasa means applying that day to day to day to day to day. Every day, moment to moment. It's not those 20-30 minutes of meditation. Bringing it into your waking state.
that emptiness come in waking state also?
You're talking to me right now? Your mind is going on at the back. I'm also talking to you. This is shut off for me. It does not exist. The journey from there to here is not tough. You have to make this your first priority, then only it's happening. Do you have that desire? Are you ready to die for it? Then only it comes to you. Otherwise, forget about it. सेकंड प्लेस नहीं चलता है भगवान को, फर्स्ट प्लेस चाहिए.
That's what they say, no, when you give ahuti of everything in life.
Then only he comes to you. He won't come back so easily. Yeah. Understood Brahman consciousness very clearly. What is Brahman? Tell me, what is Brahman?
The silence between the thoughts.
The silence between the thoughts and
The one which is not changing.
only Vandana is answering. Others are sleeping. Quickly,
Seventh
revise.
layer of existence.
Huh?
Seventh layer of existence.
If Vandana is not answering, this is recording.
That which is indestructible but has the power to destroy.
Beautiful, that which is indestructible but has the power to destroy, because it only creates. Yeah? If I am the creator of some creative work, some art, some pottery, yes, I have created it, I have the power to destroy it. Just like that, the Brahman consciousness has created all this, and that only Brahman consciousness has the power to destroy. Is it a man in white clothes and long white beard sitting up in the sky? Who is Brahman consciousness?
Nothingness.
Nothingness, silence. It's a silent energy. Just pure energy, the purest form of energy.
And very still.
Very still. Still, everything happens from it and goes back into it. That is Brahman. Yeah, that is why Brahm Akshara Yoga. Just because of the first question. This answer was sufficient. Bhagavad Gita khatam ho jani chahiye thi. But Arjuna doesn't get it. Yeah. No, look at his question. He doesn't stop at one question, no. You could have asked, what is Brahman or who is Brahman, and you wait for the answer. Does he wait? What does he do? What is Brahman? What is Adhyatma? What is Karma? What is Adibhuti? He goes on and on and on. A person who is not listening, what does such a person do? Yeah, he continuously asks questions. He wants to talk. He wants to see himself speak. He's not really asking a question. There is no thirst to know. It happens to you also. Observe it. Sometimes you
in all the classes, Ektaji. I keep telling, please don't ask, let her talk.
No, but observe. Happens no to you? Yeah. So, Brahman is clear.